Well, hello guys. Sharon here again from I Restore Stuff, ready to do a live DIY. I'm painting with Miss Mustard Seeds milk paint on this wardrobe behind me. There's a mirror in here. It doesn't have a key, but we'll just go with that. So the door, if it did have on the base of it, and you might not be able to see here too, there's a big base drawer on the bottom of it that is that's missing. Well, it's not missing, it's over here. I'll actually show you that because I've sanded the drawer. This is so you can see what the finish looks like once it's completely sanded down. So that's the drawer that fits in the very bottom of the cupboard. Sorry, spontaneous live today, and it might be an odd time of the afternoon for you guys. I've got to be mindful of the clock. Got to go pick up my daughter from school. I just thought I'd give you a brief rundown on this huge wardrobe and start painting it with Miss Mustard Seeds milk paint. So I sanded the drawer right back because I think I'll use that as a bit of a wood feature. I've got to bend down to see the comments. Hi Joe, hi Rebecca, how are you going? What I've done to prep it, first of all, the base of the whole entire wardrobe was kind of rotted out, so we had to lay it on its back, and this thing is heavy. Lay it on its back, and we kind of measured up past the rot and just actually sawed that off, or my father-in-law did with a drop saw, just kind of sawed off the base. So that's been fixed. It also had, let's see if we can see that. I might see if I can point the camera up slightly. Up on the top here, there were some chunks missing. So I've roughly, and I say roughly, bogged that up with what's called builder's bog, and that sets quite fast. And so it's a little bit rough and rugged, but so are all the other little dings and chunks of history that often come with an antique piece of furniture. The surface seems to be quite glossy, so I'm using Miss Mustard Seeds milk paint, and I think I've just added a little bit of bonding agent in there with it, because I don't want it to be chipping and flaking all over the place. This is not the original varnish. I would say that it's been painted over or been varnished over, and it looks quite glossy. I don't think it's shellac, but anyway. So let me see. I'll show you a little close-up here of the side. So this is where where I'm going to start working on, up here. And I've got mixed up already, pre-mixed, the colour Mora. And I haven't used this a lot. Let me see if I can find the Mora in here. Here it is. Lucky me finding it first go. This is the sample board that I've done of Mora. Let me just see if I can hold that up to this camera here. So the centre section is the true colour. So it's kind of an off-white but a bluish grey. It's really pretty. So I can't wait to use that. Now, the side closest to my fingers here has got antiquing wax on it, and the other side has white wax on it. So the bit in the centre is the one that's the true colour, and that's just got a clear wax on it, which you usually need a sealer if you know anything, if you've watched any of my other tutorials on using milk paint. So to mix milk paint, you just have to mix equal parts powder and water. And if you've watched any of my YouTube tutorials on Miss Mustard Seeds milk paint, you will see that I've got a lot of tutorials actually on there. Sorry, I'm trying to get in front of the camera here. On how to mix it and how to use it on a lot of different projects. So it should have that kind of a consistency. It's sort of thick when you've got equal parts water and powder. It's just a stream running off, sort of like pouring cream really. So it shouldn't be too runny that it's not dripping off at all. So it's running in a fairly steady stream. I'm just using a Klingon F40, it's a flat brush. I'll see if we can get, I see, you can't see the top there, so I'm just going to paint where you can see on the camera. But it's got, at this stage, it's got some really good coverage. I've got to get those other bits afterwards. And obviously I can't see at the top there, so I'm going to have to get a bit of a chair and work on that. But if you do have any questions about milk paint, I will just drop over there and have a look at the comments in a minute, because I can't exactly see them from where I am right now. So I'm using two cameras to do this live today. Marty's been wonderful and helped me set up a little rig here. So the camera that's on right now is actually my iPhone, and the other camera, when I switch to the other camera, is a Sony A7 something or other. Don't quote me on that, guys. I'm going to have to... I do have a great... If you're interested in how I do my Facebook Lives, I've got a post there with some links that I probably need to refresh a bit and update on how you can do your lives. So I'll have to find the link to that and pop it in the comments. It's... If you look up on my blog, my website is irestorestuff.com, and if you look up Facebook Lives in the little search bar on my website, you should be able to find that blog post, and got lots of great tips there for camera setup, lights and things like that. Just thought I'd give you that little bit of background info. And of course we do teach some of these fun things in my VIP club. So if you haven't joined our VIP club yet, it's a paid monthly subscription, and it's closed. Doors are closed on it right now, but you can always jump on the waiting list. So if you want to if you're interested in that, pop a question down, yes, interested in VIP, and I'll go through comments later and I will absolutely give you the link for that. So there you go. Look how smoothly and nicely that goes on. Let me just switch this. And I'm reading comments now just to have a little look. What was the name of the colour again, please? It's exactly what I've been looking for. Lily, this is the colour Mora. So it's spelled M-O-R-A. And if you're in Australia, you can just get that on my website, irestorestuff.com. I ship Australia-wide. Otherwise, you can look at missmustardseedsmilkpaint.com and find your nearest retailer, anywhere in the northern USA, Europe. No, Joe, it's not silky oak, this one. It looks like to be some kind of pine. So, no, this one's not silky oak. Hi, Laurie. Woohoo! Good to see you. Love milk paint. Yeah, so no more questions just yet. But if you do have any more questions on using the milk paint, let me know. I might see if I can just switch my other camera up here, change the view a bit and drop it down. So there it is. That's just one coat. Now, when milk paint dries, let me see if I can drop my little tripod down a bit. When milk paint dries, it'll dry to a chalky consistency. And this being only its first coat, it kind of is the ugly stage of when you paint any kind of paint, really. That first coat, you sometimes kind of think, oh my goodness, what have I done? Have I ruined this piece? But no, a second coat and subsequent coats really give it lovely coverage. And sometimes you'll see a little bit of a variation in the pigments coming through. And, oops. And that's just because milk paint, we're working with Miss Mustard Seeds milk paint, and it's natural ingredients. It's just 5 ingredients in milk paint. I feel like every time I paint with milk paint, I'm painting in the olden days. I love it. I call it a primitive type of paint. So we're almost down to where the camera's not showing you again. So, drop that down a little bit more. Meanwhile, I'll just check. Yep, Lily's got the colour. Mora. Hi, Carol, watching from Tennessee. I would think that it's quite late there in the USA. I wasn't sure if any of my USA listeners or followers would actually be watching today. Let me just see if I can drop this down further. Maybe not so much. All right, guys. Let's see, can you see that there? Working on the base of this. I really do love this colour. I've been wanting to paint with Mora for quite a while. I have painted with it before, but only on a bedside table that was quite small. This is huge. Now, what I have mixed together is 1/4 of a cup. So 1/4 of a cup of water, so actually it's a 1/2 cup altogether, 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup of milk paint powder. As you know, milk paint comes in powdered form. and you mix equal parts together to create the paint. And you can also use it as a stain, and if you haven't seen any of my videos using it as a stain, I did another one live here recently, or check my YouTube channel, and it makes a beautiful stain. You can use any of the colours as a stain. Just use 3 parts water, or you could use more. You can actually make a stain to whatever consistency you like. 3 parts water and 1 part powder. So you're just adding, really you're just watering it down, making extra extra watery as a stain. Are we still in the shot there? Yeah, we're good. There's supposed to be huge storms happening right here in Queensland, in Brisbane where I am, this afternoon, so it's gotten a little bit darker. Sorry guys, if you've got comments or questions, please leave them in there, because I'll get to them in just a minute. All right, not forgetting the little underneath bits there. Second, I'm going to shut this door behind me. My husband actually is working in the recording studio. He runs virtual events, and so he does them all from home now since COVID. So I'm just going to pop down here. I can still see you there, I think. I can just see you there. So yeah, virtual events, guys. So look out, because I'm feeling like a virtual event, a virtual painting party might be fun. So if you'd be interested in that, let me know, because he's got the whole platform to do it. You sit around little tables, coffee tables like you would in a normal conference or event, and you have video chat, but you're sitting at tables together. And if you just want to move to another table and chat with another 6 people, just double click on the chair on another table and go sit with some other people. It's heaps of fun. So there's that. All right, almost finished this bit, and I'll pop up and see if we've got any more questions going. Talk amongst yourselves. So like I said, that's just the first coat. The colour is Mora by Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint. Are we getting the ground floor in there? Oops, almost. Got a little chock of wood sitting up the front, because it felt like it was just on slight lean. And like I said, there's no key on the front door, so it's one of these really old antique things, wardrobe. And the door kept falling open. Okay, so we've got one side done. Switcheroo. Hi Jennifer from Texas. Whoop, there we go, so you can see me in the mirror there. Vicky, how you going? Yes, Julie says Mora is one of her favourites. Hi Julie, long time no see. Rebecca says here comes the rain. So Rebecca's in Brisbane, and I'm guessing it's raining where she is, but it's not here, Rebecca, so we're waiting for it. But we have really needed that rain, I tell you. I'm just pointing it down. We've really needed the rain. It's been very dry here. Jennifer says, what would you use as a sealant for this? So we have a few different sealants that you can use. One is wax, and we have a canola wax mixed with beeswax, which is really nice and soft, Miss Mustard Seed has. And then we have hemp oil, which is a beautiful sealer. Sort of penetrates the milk paint, the porous milk paint, and sort of seals from the inside out. There's hemp oil, wax, and the other one is a wipe-on poly. So it's like a flat, it's quite a matte sealer. And yeah, so those are the 3 kind of ones that I would use on milk paint. Hi, Julie says rain is on the way. And Julie lives kind of close to where we are, so yay. They certainly are hitting rosewood now. Okay, so we've got rain everywhere. Laurie says, do you ever use a hairdryer to create cracks? I do, I have done that, and it looks lovely. Thanks, Laurie. Laurie's actually the owner of Homestead House Paint Company, who is the manufacturer of Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint and a whole bunch of range of beautiful paints, including the fusion paint that we also carry. So Gail's in Illinois. So yeah, thanks guys for joining me. I just thought I'd come on for a quick live today have a little chat about milk paint, use some Miss Mustard Seeds milk paint, and finally get stuck into doing this this wardrobe behind me, which just has taken forever to kind of prep and get ready. But like I said, the prep was fairly easy for this. Just a quick scuff sand, no need to sand it all back to bare wood. However, I did do that. I'll show you that right here on this drawer that goes in the base of the whole wardrobe. There's the drawer there. So see how that's raw wood? I took that right back to raw because I just wanted a peek. See how it's more like pine rather than silky oak or anything? I wanted to peek at the real wood. And once I've taken it back to raw wood, now I want to seal that with something. So what I'll probably do on this is use some kind of a stain. I may even just use some milk paint in the colour Curio, which is a brown, to create a stain on that, and then seal it with either hemp oil or whatever sealer that I might use on the milk paint itself. So that's going to be a fun project. So I won't make you sit here and watch me paint the whole thing, but I'll show you snippets. Look, if you're not following me already on Instagram, that's a fun place where you'll see some of the behind the scenes things, and I often do my stories on just what I'm working on in the studio here. If you're in the Brisbane area, pop into my booth at Camp Hill Antique Centre. I'm upstairs, and you'll find all of these lovely paints and decor and signs and all the things that I make in there. So any more questions, please pop them in the comments, and I will be sure to... Oh, Rachel says, hi, first time I've sat down all day, still trying to get across the border. Oh, Rachel, yes, she's got her partner in hospital on the Gold Coast. She's in New South Wales. It's one of those things, guys. This whole COVID thing has really caused a bit of a situation for a lot of people. So praying for you, Rachel. And big shout out to anyone else there who's really struggled through this whole COVID situation. And I hope that even going live and doing these lives and getting into DIY and craft and things like that has been a real distraction for you and really helped to occupy your mind. That mental health is really important, as you know, so glad to be providing a little bit of that for you. And yeah, get stuck into watching some of those YouTube videos. My channel on YouTube is just I Restore Stuff, and you'll find a lot of good distraction over there. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time. Bye.